Hello everyone, this is Crota coming at you. I am going to be doing a little bit of adjusting over here. Yeah, that looks about right. Now, actually, no, let's make it a little bit bigger. Ooh, okay, and then move that down. Okay, move it up. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now that I got that all set aside and ready for you, yes, I am using new software, so you can actually see me when I'm casting. I don't know if that's actually a good thing, a bad thing, but at least it can look like I'm talking to you during a cast. Today is March 3rd. Wow, we are already in the month of March, and it is going to be a game between Foggy and Th000. Th000 spawning as the human player down over here, purple human at what I'll call the 9 o'clock position, and I am expecting towers. This is Turtle Rock, and well, human players love towers on Turtle Rock when it is close spawns, especially against Night Elf players who are trying to Ancient of War creep. Now, what is going to be unfolding in this matchup? Well, we'll see what's going to happen here. This is taken out of the, I believe, the O Cup, and this is going to be a definite problem for Foggy. Foggy playing under the names SK Hot or Scott. I don't know. That's a really weird name to spell, Scott. But let's go ahead and figure out what we will be seeing in the next couple of minutes. Demon Hunter is already being trained. We are going for an Archmage, and we are training up a whole bunch of peasants, and we'll have to keep tabs on how many peasants are being trained. The reason why, the more peasants means the higher likelihood of militia rush, and you can see that he is already sitting at 19/24 supplies, still training up more, and he may continue to add more to that number. Footman already on the way out, running across, and now bringing in 1, 2, 5 militia, already being rushed across the field as we now see an Ancient of War being built next to that scout farm. Alright, Ancient of War taking a bit of damage already, and this means that there is no other production units currently being trained. That is definitely going to be bad news, as the footmen are already rushing over to this Ancient of War to try and take this down. Alright, militia are already chipping away at this Ancient of War. That means a lot more production, or at least cancellation already, as Foggy going to cancel that. Most likely, no, he doesn't cancel it, so he loses it all, and now may end up losing this Ancient of War as well. This is going to be a very fast game if Foggy is not very careful. Already bringing in Immolation, trying to defend against this, but this is not looking good. Ancient of War getting repaired. And let's see what's going to be happening here. All right, there is another second detonation. The militia now trying to pull back here. The Demon Hunter now trying to make his way over as the Water Elemental may get taken down. Yes, it does. Demon Hunter very close to level 2 as the Footmen are now trying to back off. This one low hit point Footman actually running around in circles, and very good job of micro control keeping that low hit point Footman alive. All right, the Demon Hunter needs to find a Moonwell, and unfortunately for him, most of those Moonwells have already been severely drained, as now the archers are trying to run back. Nightfall going to add a little bit of difficulty in this next attack, as the Demon Hunter now chasing after this Archmage once more. Demon Hunter down to 210 hit points. Meanwhile, the Archmage looks like it's about 275, 270 there, as the Demon Hunter now runs its way back up. All right, Water Elemental still doing a great job here, trying to poke apart this. You can see that there is a whole bunch of peasants here ready to repair this Arcane Tower, and now an Archer is going to be forced to Shadow Meld. This is the benefit for Nightfall. You do have faster regeneration, as the Demon Hunter going to go straight after that lower hit point peasant, and it looks like it will get taken down. Oh, the peasant does get taken down there, and some damage to the Arcane Tower already. This is kind of cheated for humans. Mad Frogs just stating the obvious. This is such a human-favored map if it is close spawns, as the Demon Hunter now tries to finish off all of the militia. If you know that your opponent is going to try and militia creep you or militia rush you, you cannot go for that Ancient of War, as an Arcane Tower already inside the base. All right, adding insult to injury, that Demon Hunter is now immolation-less, as it does not have any mana to add. Scout Tower now being placed down again. We see no Lumber Mill, as Th000 is just enjoying his lead right now. Archer now trying to run back. It looks like it will be able to get away here in just a moment. The Wisp now trying to pull back as well, as the Archer taking a little bit of damage. All right, the Peasants even joining in on that action. That little pickaxe being used to actually deal damage to those Moonwells, as we are looking at the Arcane Tower just absolutely trying to destroy everything in sight. So far, that Demon Hunter taking a bit of damage. We should perhaps be focusing down that Ancient of War, as that Ancient of War should uproot and try to take down these towers here in just a moment. That Archmage somehow up to 350 hit points. Not quite sure how it just regenerated that much damage over time. but it is pretty much in the safe and clear zone right now, as that Archmage does drop a second water elemental, or third one by this point. All right, Demon Hunter now going after the Archmage. However, the Archmage in a very, very well protected corner. You can see also that their peasants are still just standing around, not doing very much, as the peasants are on auto repair, repairing this arcane tower. All right, it looks as though the arcane tower is going to get completed. So a second arcane tower now up, and this Ancient of War is right in position to try and take down this arcane tower. Demon Hunter now trying to push its way forward. This is not looking good. All of a sudden, Foggy is in a little bit of a haze, trying to pull away. Is he going to make his way back out of here? It looks like he will be able to do that, but at what cost, as another Moonwell gets completely drained? Though that Moonwell giving that Demon Hunter mana is actually a little bit of a thorn in his side, as he's now taking more feedback damage once again. All right, Archmage now continuing to push forward. Meanwhile, what's happening down over here? More militia being brought over, and Th000 is just saying, you know what? If brute force is not winning, let's bring over more brute force, and more peasants are gonna be brought over. In comes another swarm of militia, and this swarm of militia should be more than enough. If he can take down one or perhaps two Moonwells, that is half of the regeneration capability of that Demon Hunter at nightfall. And now the peasants are just fighting back and forth. There is Shadow Meld again. Archmage now sitting at level 2 will be able to drop another water elemental here. Does have Brilliant Aura, as well as we are now up to 4 towers and counting. All right, the guard towers, some of them are being upgraded as well. You can see that the Demon Hunter is back over here. The peasants not really doing much of anything here. Are the Demon Hunter going to be able to finish off the guard towers? It does not look like it, and I believe that is going to be the GG. This is going to be a best of 5 series, apparently. We'll see how this all unfolds. I won't be able to cast all the games today, but we are looking at this Ancient of War now attempting to take down this Arcane Tower. There is the GG, and to no surprise, Th000 takes game 1 of this series very, very easily. Yeah, all I gotta say is that game was in dominant control by Th000 from the get-go. Him bringing over that early footman and those early militia really expanded Th000's strategy in the early portions of that game. He was able to push forward, and he was also able to disrupt that Ancient of War, forcing that Ancient of War to take a lot more damage. Once he brought over the peasants, it was almost a foregone conclusion that you were going to see arcane towers. You didn't know if they were going to complete, though, but Th000 was still able to train up a whole bunch of peasants back at home during this fight. You can take a look here. That is a lot of peasants. He did lose a handful of them as well during the fight, but he still has peasants mining, and he also found time to build that guard tower, or build the lumber mill for that guard tower. So this was all part of his plan. He executed it extremely well. Yes, human players on Turtle Rock with close spawns generally have a very strong advantage, so now it's going to go ahead and come down to what map Foggy chooses for Game 2. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 1. Please stay tuned for Game 2.